I'm Drew.
I'm Tony.
And this is Back for Our Future, but this is a special episode.
Yes.
This is the episode that fans wait for all year long. They love our other content. They do. We know that because we get great comments. But this is the one where we talk about the summer movie preview. Real quick, for those that might be joining the first time, this is something Tony and I have done as friends since we met way on back in 1992. Or whenever. When did 92? That's close enough.
89, whatever. Doesn't matter.
What's 3 years at this point? Way on back in the day, we've always had this summer movie conversation because it would hype us up. So we decided to share the exact thing we're going to do anyway in podcast form and video form with all of you. Tony, it's summer movie preview. What's your take on this? Like, what do you got to say about that?
Listen, I mean, the summer's always the hot time for movies. I mean, it's the time where you get to see 3 or 4 movies usually a week. Everybody's off of school, you know. Some people are even out of work in different jobs. I mean, it's just a lot of fun to go to the theater and get out of the hot warm sun. And go to a
100%.
theater, watch a couple of movies, have a couple sodas, and eat some popcorn or whatever you like. And for me, it's chocolate covered peanuts or raisins or something. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's just a good time. They release all the big stuff, right? I mean, all the big stuff comes out in the summer. It's either the summer or late fall. So it's a lot of fun. This slate in 2026 is just massive. I always think it's funny because, since COVID and everything, we've had a lot of people say, "Oh, theaters are dying."
Right.
I hear that all the time. I mean, I even had, even heard like D.L. Hughley come out in last week talking about theaters are dying, and I'm like, dude, you must not go to a theater at all because the theaters are far from dying.
Well, he doesn't because he's not in that many movies.
Well, he's not in anything. He doesn't do anything. So that's the so that's just it. I mean, theaters are just about as big as they've ever been at this point. And this slate this year is massive. It's massive. So as of right now, as of today, Michael comes out, and from here on out, pretty much for the rest of the year, the slate has at least about 3 movies a week coming out. So and the summer is just loaded, and it's pretty exciting.
It is, and we're like we said in the intro, we're excited to bring it all to you. One more piece of housekeeping before we step into that. We are going to take a summer break to go catch up on our own movies. So this episode, for about a month, we're going to take a break for about a month. So you won't see any new episodes come out. We'll continue posting on the Facebooks and whatnot, but we're going to take a little summer break so we can get started on our movie journey of watching all this stuff. And some of us are working on movies. Some of us are working on other projects. So we're going to take about a month break, and then we'll be back after that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive into this. Sit back, get yourself a soda, get some popcorn, because we're gonna hit them all. We're going to hit them all right here.
Hit them all. All the movies from May through the end of August. And we're about to do it right now in the next hour. So sit back and enjoy that. And we get started off. I mean, last year we kind of didn't get May. We got like the last week of May. This year we're starting off with May 1st, which is kind of the unofficial summer movie start. I mean, it used to be Memorial Day. It's not Memorial Day really anymore. They usually kind of start off in May, early May. So May is like the official start now. And May 1st, we start off with a bunch of really good movies. Pretty deep slate. Animal Farm, Deep Water, The Devil Wears Prada 2, Hokum, Omaha, One Spoon of Chocolate. I'm looking forward
Beefy.
to quite a few of these.
Yeah, and that's a big rollout.
Yes.
Were you a little surprised by The Devil Wears Prada 2? I didn't expect that to be a sequel driven movie, and I'm excited about it because I actually quite like the first one. I think it's fun. But I wasn't thinking that this was going to be something where we would get a little sequel bump for this one.
It's been something they've been working on pretty much since the first one. So one of those movies that was kind of taking a while to get officially greenlit because they're waiting on a good script and things like that. But it was always in the pipeline, pretty much since the first movie did so well. So it's yeah. I mean, it's it kind of goes with that whole thing we always talk about with comedies and or movies that take a long time to put out a sequel. How well it'll do, I think it'll do pretty well, and especially against the slate because it's not really a lot of big movies right away, but a lot of good counter programming in here as well. So I think it'll do well, and I expect it. I expect people to come back to see these characters. Animal Farms, the movie from Angel Studios, is going to come out as well as an animated, so it's going to be that's going to have a nice built-in audience. And Deep Water looks like a really kind of fun shark horror movie. Uh, yeah, with Aaron Eckhart, and then Hokum with Adam Scott looks pretty creepy.
It
So
does.
yeah, and then One Spoon of Chocolate from the mind of RZA from Wu Tang Clan should be kind of fun as well.
Yeah, yeah. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
That's a callback to a previous show, folks. If you want to get that joke, you got to go back a couple episodes. Is the Animal Farm based on like the book Animal Farm? Is that what's happening here, or is it just a coincidental title?
I think it's coincidental title. I don't know.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Animal Farm's pretty. I'm pretty sure it's one of those heavy political books, so it can't be if it's Angel Studios. It's got to be.
No,
It,
this is an animated movie. You know.
well, I get it. I just was wondering if somebody was doing some progressive, passive aggressive animation film. I think Animal Farm's Orwell. So it's heavy. It's a heavy type situation. What are you most stoked about if of these movies? I know we're avoiding some things here. We're not doing the whole box office game because of time. But is there a standout this week for you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll go check out all of them. But Devil Wears Prada 2 obviously will be fun. But I'm interested in Hokum for sure, without question.
Same, dude. Same. Adam Scott in horror is good.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, you got Krampus is one of the great films. I mean, he was
Yeah,
great in that, and I'm
super
looking
good.
looking forward to this one. And Deep Water looks pretty fun as well. So those movies, and I'll check out Animal Farm as well. I'll check out. Like I said, I see all of them, but that's what I'm kind of
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah.
So that rolls us into May 8th, and we get three of this is we love to talk about counter programming, and this is a prime example of counter programming. You have three very distinct audiences for three very distinct movies. And it starts with a Billie Eilish concert. It's her "Hit Me Hard and Soft" the tour live in 3D. So my kids are going to want to go to that. They may not. I have to look at the ratings on that one, but they like her music. So what else do we have? What's the lineup look like to you?
Yeah. You also got Mortal Kombat 2, which will be
With
opening up.
Carl Urban. Carl
With
Urban's in it, baby.
the first one was excellent. So
Oh yeah.
and then this one's gonna have IMAX theaters attached to it as well, which will be fun. And then the Sheep Detectives should be kind of cool too with Hugh Jackman. So pretty fun slate there, I think.
Yeah, look, the trailer for Sheep Detectives is played in front of all the kids' movies I've gone to, and every time I see it, it's funnier and funnier to me, and it kind of reminds me of something that we would have talked about or had seen in the heyday of the show, meaning the 90s. It just has this sensibility to it that's like, hey, look, simple premise. These sheep are going to solve a crime. I love it. It feels quirky. It looks like a really fun, a fun piece. I'm a fan of the Mortal Kombat remake movies. I love them a lot. I love the first one, but this one with Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, I'm all in. I'm all in, baby.
Looks good. And then Billie Eilish is Billie Eilish. But here's the thing: this is shot by James Cameron. James Cameron directed this, so he's going to do it. He's doing it in a way that's never been done before. So keep keep that. And if you go to see that movie, you're going to see something totally different. It's not going to be your traditional, uh, tour concert type movie. I mean, James Cameron doesn't do anything half-ass. Okay,
Right.
so it's
That's
like, yeah,
true.
and every time he touches something, it's got some kind of innovation to it. So, if he's working on it, it's at least worth watching. So that'll be fun as well.
Yep. And that rolls us into the 15th.
Yep, the 15th, and again, we got three movies. In the Gray, which is the new Guy Ritchie movie, and it has Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill.
Oh, dude, this movie looks fire. I saw this trailer already. God bless, does it look good? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Of course, I think pretty much everybody, pretty much this show, the people on this show go see every Guy Ritchie movie. Pretty much, we pretty much celebrate the entire Guy Ritchie catalog on this show. So that'll be kind of fun as well. Now, the trailer for this next movie, Is God Is, looks pretty wild. I got to be honest with you. I've seen several trailers on this one, and every trailer I've seen has been pretty intense. Erica Alexander's in it. Michael T. Williamson's in it. Kara Young, Mallory Johnson. It looks pretty cool. Vivica A. Fox, Sterling K. Brown, who's from St. Louis here. It's gonna be kind of an interesting film, no doubt about it. About these sisters who commit this crime, and it's gonna be interesting. And then this movie has had some great teasers. Obsession. So
Yeah.
Obsession is kind of cool. It's got this really great teaser about a guy who makes a wish for this girl to love him, and then he can't stop all the ramifications of it. Looks pretty.
What happened? There you are. It dropped out for a second. Yeah, Obsession is I haven't seen anything on It's God Is, but I know it's a revenge thriller, like you said, and it looks like the images I've seen look haunting is the way I'd use it. Obsession is it I don't know. Obsession ends up it might be one of these like summertime sleeper hit in terms of like cult following type thing because it did really well at like one of the festivals like TIFF or something, but it just has this vibe to it that looks like it's gonna get you in the guts, pun intended.
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, the teaser's been amazing, and now they've just recently, kind of released a full trailer. So I'm looking forward to that as well. In the Gray is gonna be awesome too. And Is God Is one of these weird movies, man. It's it's an intense trailer. I've seen it a couple times and on front ends of several movies, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice. And that'll bring us into May 22nd,
You know what I'm in for, baby. Let's
and
do it.
be pretty fun. And Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu
Yeah, baby. Let's
coming
go. I'm ready for some Baby Yoda.
IMAX, all the big theaters. Roll it out into 4,000 screens. I'm positive of it. And yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, who's not looking forward to that one? I think pretty much everybody is, and yeah, I mean, it should be outstanding. It should be um, as good as any Star Wars movie,
The
really.
the movie the movie features your favorite characters. Not from all Star Wars because I think that's Feed and Bo and Feed or whatever the names are, the two-headed announcer guys,
Oh,
podcast announcers. Pod
maybe.
But it does feature the little guys that when you saw Revenge of the Skywalker, whatever the third one is that I can't stand, but whatever. When you saw that one, those are my favorite guys, and they're your favorite guys because they're the funnest guys in the movie. We get a whole sequence of these guys. They're going to be in throughout the whole movie with Baby Yoda flying little spaceships around. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely fun.
It is going to be brilliant, and I think everyone's looking forward to it. And they're releasing some really cool because nowadays they got merchandise for almost every movie that comes out at the theater. I mean, like you can get these popcorn buckets that are just out, just crazy. The popcorn buckets that they're releasing are just insane now, and they released like three of them for like all the big movies. Uh, but the Grogu ones I've seen look pretty awesome. So the ones for this movie look especially awesome. So I think people will want to check that out. We also got that same week I Love Boosters with Kiki Palmer and Demi Moore.
Yeah, that's a
That's
wild movie. That's a
it's
wild looking movie. Yeah.
very wild, and it's got a really good cast. I mean, Don Cheadle, Isa Gonzalez, Lakeith Stanfield. I mean, it's a cool cast. Should be an interesting film. Like we said, counter programming dictates how well theaters are going to do. You know, because obviously you got a huge movie, but you have something out for other people because not everyone loves Star Wars. We all know that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Also, this next movie I've seen quite a few trailers for, and it's been spooky every time. The movie Passenger.
Yeah.
So there's this great trailer that they released. It was a teaser that they released months ago, and it's got these two guys that kind of stop to take a pee. One of them stops to take a pee. He gets out. There's a guy left in the car. The guy's taking a pee. He can't hear the guy talking anymore. And then all of a sudden he comes back. The guy's dead. And then he gets in the car and he starts driving around and around and around. And he keeps seeing this guy on the side of the road, this passenger on the side of the road. And then all of a sudden, the passenger just flashes right inside the car. It looks pretty intense. So it looks like a pretty horror movie, I think.
Yeah, it looks fun. It's definitely good popcorn horror, which is something that we want during the summertime. This isn't your overly haunting Halloween horror. This is that popcorn horror, and it definitely has that vibe to it, based on what I've seen.
No, it's definitely going to have that. I agree. It looks pretty fun actually. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then of course they try to keep a little bit of you know, so when you release something like a new Star Wars movie, a lot of times the next week they'll release some stuff, but they're going to try to not release necessarily the biggest movies on the slate, and that's kind of what they've done here with May 29th. We're going to see, and that's of course going to coincide with like Memorial Day ish weekend and stuff. But Backrooms with Mark Duplass looks kind of cool, and The Breadwinner, which really looks funny. Nate Bargatze's dad at home comedy, The Breadwinner, which has released quite a few trailers already, and looks pretty good. It's the kind of movie. It's the kind of movie we need more of.
Yeah, agreed.
These comedies, man, the comedies have been really um, undervalued at the theaters, and they just haven't been as many of them released. And so this is kind of fun to see comedies back in the theaters. I'm excited about it. And then of course the movie Pressure, which is a D-Day thriller drama starring Brendan Fraser, which looks really good as well.
Yeah, I mean all three of them. Backrooms, if I'm not mistaken, is a yeah is a the kid that directed this. He may have only been 17 or 18 years old. It was a YouTube short film that got
Yes.
converted into a feature. And I'm not saying that to dissuade anyone. When I tell you it's eerie, it's extremely eerie. It is very unsettling. I would liken it to something like The Shining in the sense of like you kind of just feel uneasy the entire time you're watching. It's not like a gross out type vibe that I don't know. I haven't seen the movie obviously, but like the feeling you get from that is wild. Breadwinner trailer, as you already touched on, looks great. Pressure, just if you're a history guy at all, like Pressure looks like to me super fascinating, very tense. It's one of those political tension type movies, super fun. I actually think 22nd and 29, both of those, that's a slate of movies that I want to see all of them in the theater. Like that's like 100% like even I Love Boosters because it's so far out there. It's just so wild that you get this beautiful thing on the 29th to step into like more kind of like standard stuff and then two different vibes. It's just a really good 2 weeks right there.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I mean, they found a great way to. I tell people this all the time. Horror movies do so well at the theaters because the budgets usually aren't overblown. They usually try to keep them 10 million or less. Some are a little bit higher, some are a little bit lower, and they bring really good profit margins. So it's always good to see them in theaters, and you're going to see them. You're going to keep seeing them because that's exactly what sells and keeps the lights on. Is a lot of these production houses like A24, who's releasing Back Room. A24 is releasing Back Rooms. This is what they specialize in. So that's great. It's always great to see.
So that takes us to June. We've made it, ladies and gentlemen. We're in June. It's June 4th, and it's a Thursday release, which means they're banking on this bad boy if they're giving it a early push. So June 4th is a Thursday release, and I don't know anything about this movie, to be honest with you.
So one of the things that we've been seeing a lot more of in United States theaters is a large slate of Indian movies that have come here. So there's a lot of Indian releases that are getting released here, and this is one of them, and that's Toxic, and the movie Toxic, which is an Indian action movie starring Yash, who's a really big Indian actor. So it should be a lot of fun, and for people that are into these stylized Indian action films, and there have been a lot of really good ones. If you haven't checked them out, yeah, I think you should check this one out as well because it's made the slate as a summer movie that's got an expanded release, and it should be quite good, and it's going to have the IMAX theaters going as well.
Yep. And if you haven't watched a ton of these higher budget, like a lot of times we think about Bollywood and it's just singing low budget stuff. Tony's right. Like there's quite a few of them. I can't remember the one of them was like Triple R or something. One of them I watched was so good. I watched it twice, and it was just a great movie. And the music was fun in it. Like it was there, but the action scenes and the drama, the production value of Indian films, do not sleep on that. Those movies look insane. Insane. Beautiful color palettes. Just gorgeous stuff. So cool. I'm going to check that one out.
Yeah.
Now, it's going up against arguably a pretty. You got two returns of franchises, if you will. You got Friday, June 5th. You got Masters of the Universe, and you got Scary Movie back in theaters. Like these are two movies that have existed. Scary Movie, obviously being the series, but like the fact that it's back, and you got Masters of the Universe, and then there's another movie called Power Ballad that I would have to. You probably know about it faster than I would, but
Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. So that's
yeah, right. Yeah.
good. Don Carney, and Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas and Power Ballad actually looks really good. So yeah, it should be a pretty fun week. Masters of the Universe, of course, is going to be interesting. Should be pretty cool. We haven't seen one of those films in a very long time, so it should be kind of fun to see that back on the big screen. Then, of course, Scary Movie 6. Come on. I mean, how excited are we to see these guys back? The Wayans, the Wayans family. I mean, they're everybody knows I love them. And Scary Movie 6, they're going to take all the movies that we haven't seen yet on the big screen that you get
Yep.
tuned, and here we are. We're going to have Art the Clown and all these great people. They have Sinners going in this one. They have Terrifier. It's gonna be kind of fun. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I always like those guys, and they go after everybody, and that's what's so great.
No, it's perfect. And it for me it's like it's one of those ones where I'm super hyped to have it roll out. Masters of the Universe, I'm excited about it. I was not a big He-Man kid. Like that's straight out of you and I's childhood, that toy line. Of course it's had iterations for new generations to find it, but I was not a big, but it still looks super fun to me. It looks like they have done a very good job of keeping the sort of tongue in cheek vibe and keeping it action oriented and big summer movie vibes. You get a lot of great characters in it. That's
Yeah.
another fun part. He-Man had all these guys, all these different dudes, and so it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. But I'm not gonna lie to you, my hype for Scary Movie 6 is much higher because there's been so many horror movies for them to pick on, and let's do it. I'm ready.
Now those guys are always great. I mean, the scary movies. My brother and I quote so much from the past ones, and I mean, it's the quotes are endless, and Yeah, that one I'm definitely looking forward to. Masters of the Universe. I was always a big He-Man guy. When I was a kid, I loved him, and I still got all the toys. I got all of them, and they were amazing. And then they started releasing the WWE figures as He-Man as well.
Yep.
So then
Yep.
I started collecting those, in my adulthood, um, but just keeping them on the card, instead of playing with them like I used to. So yeah, I mean, it'll be a lot of fun. Um, but it just goes to show you how big this slate is. I mean, we've already talked about so many movies, and it's only June 5th, and technically we're not actually hitting the summer yet,
Right.
which is
Right.
pretty. And
And
then,
and it's a
well,
it's a summer. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead, finish.
I was going to say it's a summer that by June 12th, two of the biggest directors of all time will have had movies out in.
Right, exactly.
This is crazy.
No, I mean, and go ahead and talk about that June 12th slate real quick.
Sure. So we on June 12th we roll out Spielberg's Disclosure Day, which it's got some of the creepiest trailers with weird sounds that I've ever heard in my entire life. The movie is nothing but a giant question mark. People don't know the plot. There's not much been leaked about it. It's been kept very quiet. It has Emily Blunt, which is always a fun side of things. Part conspiracy theory. It's got some X-Files vibes going on. It just looks like this could be one of those where you are just left just flabbergasted after the end of it. Who knows what it'll be? You've got a movie coming out called The Furious, which, if I'm not mistaken, is an import, but it's like a martial arts action film
Japanese.
that Japanese. Thank you. It's a Japanese action film that I think it's a festival run film too, but like the hype online for it being like insane. For those of you that are action movie fans that have maybe ever seen any of the Raid movies, they're putting it in that category of quality action, martial arts action, which again, if you listen to the show, is something that, Tony and I enjoy good action movies, and this apparently has, the hype says that it has that sort of vibe. And then you get yet another crazy movie. This is why this summer's so interesting. You get this movie called Stop That Train that I believe is a RuPaul movie, if I'm not mistaken. Not a Drew Hall, a RuPaul. Let's be very clear there. Richard, I'm talking to you, Richard. It's
No,
not
it's
Drew Hall, it's RuPaul.
RuPaul disaster comedy. Should be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Oh,
Fury. I mean, it looks like the Raid because it's got all the same people in it.
yep, yep.
So you got to remember that the cast is pretty much all from the Raid. So
Right, right.
that's what's going to make that kind of fun as well. But Stop That Train, yeah, RuPaul. It's a disaster comedy. Looks pretty bonkers. Looks awesome. And these are the types of movies that haven't been getting released in theaters. So the fact that these are back in theaters is really exciting. I plan to see every one of them because this is exactly the types of films I want in theaters. And I'm really excited about this slate this year because of movies like that. Because
Absolutely.
all those movies got to get back into theaters. When movies like Stop That Train are in theaters, we know we're back, baby. Yeah, without question. So that's what it's all about. And June 19th,
Good God, dude.
yeah, yeah, the Death of Robin Hood.
Looks so good. Looks so good.
It's gonna be pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know Robin Hood's been in theaters, but they've never had Hugh Jackman.
Right.
I mean that's gonna be amazing. And then Girls Like Girls, which is the kind of movie Tony wants to see in theaters. Again, thinking about another movie Tony wants to see in theaters, and then Pixar's Toy Story 5, which is gonna be boffo big, of course.
So it let's at this point, prior to this week, we just said two of the biggest film directors of all time are launching movies, Spielberg and Cameron. And now I'd like to go ahead and add to this summer slate one of the biggest franchises in the history of movies ever made, animated franchises. Toy Story 5 comes out a week after Spielberg. A week after. This is bonkers, as you said. This is absolutely insane. And it just gets crazier from here.
Well, that's what's so awesome. I mean, you got Toy Story 5, and then you got the Death of Robin Hood, and it's like those movies are all massive. And I mean, yeah, they do cannibalize each other at the theater a little bit here and there, but I mean, it's still better to see them out than not. I mean, that's the thing. You want
For
to see
sure.
see all the movies out. This is how the summer used to look. The big movies on top of big movies on top of big movies. And yeah, does it hurt the box office a little bit here and there? Sure. But you still want to see them out in theaters because that just keeps the theaters making money, making money, making money over and over and over, which is great. And we get the same thing June 26th, Jackass, Best and Last. I've seen
Right.
every one of these movies in theaters. Every single. And the last time I took I made my brother go with me, and we had a great time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably make him go with me this time, as well, and we'll have a great time because Johnny Knoxville is awesome. He's the best, and Jackass is amazing. And they always have fun characters in here, and I'm looking forward to seeing some cameos and seeing who they got coming back. And then of course, Lucky Strike is coming out as well.
Another World War II film. That's two World War II films in the same summer. This is crazy.
And then you've got Supergirl, of course, which is going to cannibalize up all the IMAX theaters as well that weekend. And Supergirl will be interesting. It's a bold move for DC to put this out. They're
I
taking a
agree.
because that you had Superman come out last year and it did well. It did well. And then you have Supergirl coming out, and we all know, and we've talked about it, when you release movies with the females inside the franchise, there's a struggle that happens in that. Listen, I've enjoyed the movies. We talked about some of these. We talked about them last year on the summer movie preview, with Furiosa and Ballerina, which came out last year. And those movies are I enjoyed I enjoyed both of those films immensely.
Yep.
But
Yep.
at the same time, they don't always make the same money. So people have got to understand that the money's going to be a little different. It doesn't mean anything, but they does have the great dog back. Crypto, Crypto's back for Supergirl, which looks awesome. Starts out as a baby.
Yeah. You also get oh, I'm blanking on his name. What's the oh darn. Anyway, you have the character Lobo in the film, and he's played by I just for some reason my brain is I see his face Jason Momoa. You also get Jason Momoa in this movie playing Lobo, who is a beloved character in DC for the deep cut fan, not necessarily a big crowd fan because most people didn't know who he was unless you read a lot of DC stuff. But he makes an appearance in here, which is also kind of fun because he does mix it up a bit. And Jason Momoa on the big screen, the dude's built for it. He's fun. He's got great charisma. So maybe he puts enough testosterone in it to keep the fanboys glued in their seats.
Should be fun. July is always big right away. I mean, as soon as July opens up, you're right on top of the July 4th weekend. And they've loaded this weekend up.
Oh yeah,
You got July 1st opening up on Wednesday, Minions and Monsters.
which looks hilarious. Animation looks brilliant.
Let's try to keep the cruddy, crappy Minion weirdos out of that theater. That would be great. The one that started all the crap on the last time these guys were in theaters. My brother and I and my mom actually went to go see the last movie, and there was a group of, I can only say probably teenagers or maybe early 20s, in there starting a lot of crap, and I yelled at them, the entire group, and there were like 8 of them, and as soon as I yelled at them, they cowered down like the wimps they are, and it was me, and yeah, and I'll treat them the exact same way I did that group. If they come back, they'll get treated the exact same way I treated that group. And that group, I was ready to absolutely pummel into the dirt. So just let them know, stay away. We don't want any of your shenanigans in the theater. If you're planning on coming to the theater and starting crap, stay home. Just stay home and watch it on streaming. That's what you deserve anyway.
Well, what blows me away is that while Minions and Monsters gets an early release on a Wednesday, Angel Studios, this is another Angel Studios film. That's 2 releases in the summer so far in theaters. These guys are not messing around. They're not messing around. Their backing is enough that they've got enough distribution. They're going to be playing, and that's Young Washington, which is obviously the story of George Washington. I mean,
Proud of you that you made that leap on your own.
I was trying to think of a joke. I just couldn't come up with one fast enough. I couldn't come up with one. I was into the sentence before I could get a whiz bang out of it. But again, it's pretty amazing that Angel Studios has had 2 summer theatrical releases. I mean, I don't love all their stuff. I think some of it's kind of boring sometimes. But like the fact is, they've been able to pull this off. They're an independent studio essentially, and here they are in theaters.
No, they're great, and their movies are great. I see every one of their films in theaters. I love them. I know a bunch of people that are there at that studio, so it's like I do like to support their films all the time. And Young Washington looks amazing. And they were doing Marcus Theaters was doing um, this week they had a rollout for this movie a couple months early just to get some hype going. And the theater was it was sold out. And
Wow.
within seconds.
Wow.
Seconds. They put those out for one theater, seconds. They were all gone. So this is gonna do pretty well. I expect it to do really well for them, and it's the perfect time because the country's celebrating a big birthday this year, so it's gonna be they've released some good movies like that. I'm happy to see them in theaters, and it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll get us set up for what's coming out July 10th, which
Yeah.
also a lot of fun, and that's Evil Dead Burn and live action Moana.
Yeah. Well, again, our favorite thing about counter programming, there is nothing more counter programming than an Evil Dead film and Moana live action. You have The Rock, and you have Evil Dead, the book of the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. What a treat! I will end up seeing both with 2 different groups of people, mind you, not my children. My children only go to one of these 2.
So your children will see Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're first in line.
Good entertainment, good quality entertainment for the whole family. So for anybody who doesn't know, Sam Raimi is not directing this one, just so everyone knows that. Yep. He's brought in a spider horror infested director, Sebastian Vanacek, to do this movie, and it should be amazing for anyone who didn't see the movie Infested that came out a few years ago. This should be pretty amazing film.
Yeah,
Expect it to do well because Sam Raimi still got his hands on it, so it should be interesting.
Yeah. The sad thing for me is that these are very graphic, very visceral horror films. And the thing that I've always enjoyed about the original Evil Dead's, obviously Army of Darkness is one of my favorite films of all time, is that the only thing I miss from these, of course, is having a character like Ash. Like I just miss him because he was so much fun. But he also took it out of the horror genre and made it kind of an action comedy genre. So I understand why Bruce Campbell isn't doing a whole lot in these movies. And I think he's recovering from cancer treatments at the moment. So fun stuff. No, look, the Disney live action movies, obviously last summer you hit a grand slam with Stitch. I've said my opinion on these. I'm over them. I've already seen the cartoon about 3,000 times. My kids love Moana. The Rock was in that one too. It's great. It's fine. The only thing that would make it better is if Jermaine Clement's head is superimposed on that crab so I can see him singing. That would make me happier. But otherwise, like, it is what it is. Is he superimposed? Like Flight of the Conchords style would be amazing. Anyway, Moana live action, it's going to do well. But it's also,
it's great.
I guess it's fun for the kids to see it go from cartoon to real life. I guess it makes them, it's exciting for them.
I'm happy about it. I think they're great to come out. It puts another big movie in the theaters.
No, I'm with you.
I don't think people understand. I want all the movies in the theaters. I don't care if they're really re-releasing stuff. I don't give a crap. Just put it into the theaters and you're fine. That's all I care about. You can release live action, release the cartoon, and then release live action. There's people who don't like cartoons. There's people who don't like animated films, and they don't go see them. And then this gives them a chance to go see the live action version. It's perfect. I mean, you're giving chances for all audiences to get involved, and that's what you're supposed to do. And I don't know why people continue to get upset about that. I mean, it's like just release the films, let them all come out. It doesn't really matter if you don't want to go watch them. Don't watch 'em. You have that. You have that. You have that right. You have that prerogative. So I think it's great. I think it's great for all the films to come out. And like you said, you've been inundated by what you did watch Moana, the animated version, 600,000 times. So you've already seen it 600,000 times. So you maybe don't need to watch this one. But there's lots of people who never saw it, and they're probably like, "Oh man, The Rock," So that's kind of cool for them.
No, it's very cool. July 17th has got a whammer jammer. I know about the movie Cut Off. I know it's directed by Jonah Hill. I've not seen anything on it. I've not seen a single thing. The cast is ridiculous. If I'm not mistaken, it's Jonah Hill. Well, he's directing, but Kristen Wiig and who else was in there? Somebody else.
No, Jonah Hill's in it as well, and Nathan Lane and Bette
Nathan
Midler,
Lane.
Chelsea Peretti, and Camila Cabello, and it's loaded. Yeah, I mean it's got a huge cast. I mean Jonah Hill did, of course, mid-90s. He's directed other stuff in the past, and he's a talented guy, and he can direct movies pretty well. So it should be kind of fun to see him too. We haven't seen Jonah Hill a ton. I mean, we've seen him a little bit here and there, and he's been in some stuff. But I mean, he's really undergone a big body metamorphosis of his body. He used to be a bigger guy, and he's lost a lot of weight. So it's going to be interesting to see him in this film as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It just seems like it might be. I liked mid '90s. I thought it was a cool movie. Um, it was interesting to me. It was an art film, but it was interesting. Now it's going up against a Nolan movie, and it's going to be The Odyssey, which I'm excited for because I'm very particular about Christopher Nolan. I enjoy his movies, but I also I feel like sometimes for me and my attention span, they're bloated. This one is a story that I can get further behind, and it makes me excited, like Inception level or some of that kind of stuff, some of his other work. And I love the story of the Odyssey. I think it's great. So to see this this has got to be seen in IMAX because he shoots real IMAX. It's not just a blow up. He actually films IMAX. This is one of those movies that's like, for us, it's easy for you guys, but here in Mobile, we have to travel to Pensacola to go see it in the IMAX. So I'm probably going to make my drive to Pensacola for that one.
Listen, this movie has just about every actor that's making movies in 2026 in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like it's Matt Damon, it's Tom Holland, it's Anne Hathaway, Charlize Theron, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, John Bernthal, Benny Safdie, John Leguizamo, Elliot Page, Himesh Patel, Bill Irwin, Samantha Morton. I mean, it's got just about everybody in it. Mia Goth is in it. I mean, come on.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's gonna be pretty wild. It should be pretty bonkers. And I mean, Christopher Nolan, like James Cameron, doesn't do anything half-assed. So if he's putting it out, and he must really be behind it. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm excited about it for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm super stoked about it. But the summer's not done because July 31st is a movie. I just recently rewatched all actually all the Spider-Man movies, all of them, every different one, the Raimi ones, the ones with Andrew Garfield, and the Marvel ones, just because I'm so excited to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spider-Man's my favorite comic character growing up. I think Tom Holland does a really good job. This one has got the Punisher in it. John Barenthal in the theaters twice, baby. Let's go. I'm excited for it. I think it looks super fun. What's your take on the new Spider-Man? What do you think about it?
Nobody's doing better in the theater than Spider-Man. I mean, like the box just going into the box office for a second, like the box office kind of dropped off for some of the you know superhero movies and some of the Marvel stuff like that, but it hasn't dropped off for Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man continued to make bank. You know, as long as it was Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, those movies did not get hit at all by that stagnant, stagnant, tiresome that everyone was going through for superhero films. But this one is definitely going to be huge. I mean, I know my brother's excited about it, no doubt about that, because he always is about superhero films, and this one is no different. I think the last couple of Spider-Man movies have been amongst his favorites. I think in the entire Marvel catalog. So I think
I'm
he's
with him.
ready for it. Yeah.
I'm with him. So that takes us into August, folks, and we're still not done because there's a movie in here that is such a cult class or cult favorite. I actually didn't know it was coming out, but there's a Super Troopers 3 is coming out. There's a interesting looking art house film called Once Upon a Time in a Cinema, which my interesting note on that, and you may know more about it, is that the movie takes place in real time, meaning
Yes.
as the movie's playing, which is that is very difficult filmmaking technique. Tony can attest to it. That's hard work. I'm excited to see it. It seems like it's going to be very dramatic and strong. You get this wacky horror movie from Eli Roth called Ice Cream Man.
Yes.
I mean, who knows? And then you get the movie Fall 2. Again, another sequel I never expected to happen, but they did it because the fall was so big. So, or Fall, whatever.
So Fall was a movie that came out a few years ago, and it was like a $3 million budget and did like 20 million at the theaters. Of course, it kind of took off from there, and it's great to see sequels coming out for movies like that. Kind of what we want to see. So that's great. Ice Cream Man looks like a bonkers Eli Roth movie. It just looks crazy. And if you haven't seen anything on this movie yet, check it out. I am really, 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 really excited about Once Upon a Time in the Cinema. This to me is one of the movies that I have circled. I've had it circled for a long time since it's been in. It was playing in some overseas festivals and stuff, and and I know some people from it, so it's gonna be kind of cool. And that was one of the movies for the summer I had circled, and I'm happy they got a summer release because it was kind of up in the air if they would put this out in the fall or if they were going to put this out in the summer, and it ended up in the summer slates. Really excited about that, and of course, Super Troopers 3. Come on, man! I mean, those guys are brilliant.
Yeah,
they're brilliantly funny.
Yes,
and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I have tons of friends that are massive Super Trooper fans, and they are stoked for it. I think those guys are funny. It's just not. I'm not a big Super Troopers fan. It's just one of those ones that people. That's like the Godfather for me. I'm not anti it. I just have never. I watched a few jokes. I got a few jokes. It's just not my. But I'm happy to see those guys back because again, they're kind of rebels, and the way they kind of went about their film career was just doing it their own way. So I always support that kind of stuff when it makes it to the theater that way. So we go to August 14th. That's an interesting one. There's a movie in here that I've seen the trailer for called The End of Oak Street that looks just phenomenal. It looks so weird in a good way. It's not quirky. It's just good sci-fi.
So this is a fun week because you got a couple really weird things going on. So number one, Angel Studios has The Brink of War coming out.
The third summer movie for them. Insane.
So that'll be cool. Something to watch there. The End of Oak Street does look incredible. As a matter of fact, the plot's been kind of kept under wraps for this film, but it's gonna be amazing. It's kind of like we know it's kind of like a dinosaur meets suburban life type scenario. So that'd be kind of fun. And then, ironically enough, Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie, comes out. So then you got like this kid dinosaur movie on top of this sci-fi dinosaur movie that's produced by J.J. Abrams. I don't know if that was done on purpose or not, but it's going to be kind of a fun week because of it. I know that. I plan to watch
100%.
both together, by the way. I'm going to go see both those movies together.
You're going to see Paw Patrol 3 and End of Oak Street as a double feature.
Absolutely, because it's two dinosaur movies. I mean, why not?
It only gets better if you smuggle in dino
Yeah,
nuggets, and so you're eating little chicken nuggies made out
yeah,
of dinosaurs.
Huggies. Yeah, I like it. I'm into it, dude.
August 21st, we're back again with another Insidious movie, and for some reason, it catches me a little by surprise. I know they make tons of money. I thought they had closed it, but they found a way back in. So we get this yet another Insidious movie, which is good. I like the Insidious series. I think they're creepy as hell. You get a Jason Statham movie, and look, Beekeeper caught everybody off guard. That movie was so rad. If you haven't seen it, fun movie. So here he is again with a movie called Mutiny. Uh, the next two I'm not as familiar with. I know that Spa Weekend is a comedy,
Hmm.
but the Rivals of Amaziah King, I'm not sure I know that one.
Well, let's go through 'em. So, Insidious Out of the Further. They're bringing back Lynn Shay, who I've worked
Oh,
with a couple
nice.
times. Lynn Shay is one of the absolute most delightful people you'll ever want to come in contact with. She's really professional. She's very sweet, and she's quite funny. And she's been amazing in this franchise. So it's great to see her back. Um, I'll try to reach out to her as we get closer and say hi. But that's but I talk to her every once in a while, so should be kind of cool. And then Mutiny, of course, another Jason Statham film. Nobody does action like Jason Statham. I mean, he's had some really good stuff lately. And um, Beekeeper, Working Man. I just recently saw his new movie, and he's awesome. So nobody does movies like him. He's the best. And then the Rivals of Amaziah King is the new Matthew McConaughey movie. So that should be kind of fun as well. And then Spa Weekend brings us to another comedy that we want to see these types of films in theaters. This is what I'm saying. Anna Faris, Leslie Mann, Isla Fisher, and that should be kind of fun as well. Because
Absolutely.
again, it's the type of movie that we need more of in the theaters, and so great counter programming, a fun way to August is always hit or miss as to what does well and what doesn't because you got people going back to school and not everyone's focused on the theaters, not as many people out um, between Monday and Thursday as well, so the box office tends to go back to normal in August a little bit, especially later August. But this will be a fun slate to check out. I'm looking forward to August 28th though a lot.
Yeah, I have one major issue with it, but we'll get there when we get there because it's a personal challenge. But yeah, it's an interesting. Have you seen the trailer yet for Coyote versus Acme? Have you seen this trailer?
Listen, not only have I seen the trailer, but I had actually talked to and texted with Will Forte about this movie because for anyone who doesn't know what's going on with this film, they were going to dispose of it. They made the movie, they were going to dispose of it, never put it in theaters. It was never supposed to come out. And of course, it's got Will Forte and John Cena. And it's the Coyote versus Acme. It's exactly what you think this is, but it's got a lot to it, and it's by all indications a very fun movie. I know Will went into this film not expecting it to be a movie that he was going to enjoy doing, and he loved it. And he thinks it's absolutely amazing, and he's 100% behind it. And he fought for it so much that eventually it got picked up and bought, and now it's going to get released at the end of summer in a time that's usually not the best time to release movies. But hey, look, it was either get it onto this slate or never see it because they were going to trash the hard drive. I mean, they were just going to crash the hard drive and burn it, and that was it. They were never supposed to release this film. It's coming out. It's going to be awesome, and I expect everybody to get to the theater to watch it.
Yeah, it if you haven't seen the trailer, I mean it's in parts a legal comedy. I mean, it looks so fun and hilarious. I really can't wait for it. And that would have been a travesty to see that one go away. That brings up Cliffhanger. Now, is this a direct remake? It just they subbed in a female instead of Sylvester Stallone?
not a direct remake, but it is kind of a loose remake. Uh, but it's got Pierce Brosnan as well.
Yeah. I'm hoping he's the villain. I think that
It's
would be perfect.
got Pierce Brosnan. It's got Lily James. I watch Lily James do just about anything.
Yeah.
So,
I like
so I
Lily James.
have no problems. Listen, if you're gonna sub people out, kind of, sort of, loosely like this, at least make it somebody that's worth watching. You know what I'm saying? And Lily James is great, and Pierce Brosnan's great. And listen, everybody listen. If I'm willing to go watch it, everybody else should be as well, because Cliffhanger. Most people will name Die Hard or Lethal Weapon or whatever.
Yep.
Those are
That's why I
action
brought
movies.
it up. Yep.
Cliffhanger is my favorite action movie of all time. And if I'm willing to watch this one, then everybody else should be as well. And I'm willing to give it a go. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't need it to be better than the other one. It's not going to be better than the other one. They don't have Michael Rooker. You know,
Right.
if you
Right.
don't have Michael Rooker and you don't have that script with all those one-liners, it's never going to be the same thing. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to Finding Emily, which also comes out on this slate, and it's an English import comedy, which looks pretty like a rom com, and I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And of course,
But I have a bone to pick with the Dog Stars. And I
okay,
don't I don't I don't know if you even know this story. So a while
read
back
it up,
we had
read it up,
finished.
read it up real quick. It's Ridley Scott. It's Ridley Scott, and it's a post-apocalyptic Ridley Scott film. So it's going to be big.
Yeah, there's no zombies. There's no zombies in it in this, and I know this for a fact because I've read. Unless they change the book, which would be a travesty. I know this because I read the book and I fell in love with it so much. This is right around. I think we had just finished Convergence. I loved it so much. I reached out to a friend, Jared Murray. Jared Murray knew the lady who had the option.
Right.
The option was available. I wrote her a very impassioned letter about how I would make this into a movie. She was like, I have to meet this guy. So we get on a call. I have a great call with her. We talk through it. She said, I'd love to see some work. And I was like, absolutely. And so I send her Convergence. And I never hear anything. Nothing. Crickets. And I reach out to Jared and I was like, dude, what happened? Like, what did I say was wrong? Like, she was all in. Like, this email that she wrote to me was like, you sound like the only person I could give this to kind of vibe, right? She was really into it. She could have been blowing smoke, but for her to set a meeting that aggressively, like this wasn't the Hollywood, just tell me when you're available. She said, here's the dates I would like to meet with you kind of thing. So I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, great. Well, come to find out, the movie Tony and I made, Convergence, has to do with death, and it's kind of a heavy movie. She sits down to watch Convergence, and in the process of watching that movie over the course of the week in which we spoke, her dog died. That's sad, tragic. And so did her father.
Ah, yeah.
So that movie, which deals a lot with death, did not resonate well with her. And so I never got a chance at the option again. So here I am one evening, and I've always just been like in the back of my mind, this is the only book I've ever wanted to option in my entire career, just because I resonated with the material so much. And I see that this trailer comes out. And I didn't know who directed it yet. I just clicked on it. And I'm watching it, and I see the trailer, and my heart sinks, dude, because it's like the girl that you always wanted, the song you tried to write, you could just never get it right, and somebody beat you to it, kind of thing. And this was like I knew how to make this movie the way I wanted to make it. And then and then of course at the end it's a Ridley Scott movie. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you're gonna lose to Ridley Scott, just
Yeah.
lose to Ridley Scott. So I probably won't see it in theaters because it really causes me a lot of personal pain. I don't know how to describe it to you other than that. But I am happy that it got made because the book, is so damn good. If Ridley Scott made this movie, it may end up being, after I get over my own egotistical bullshit, it may be the best movie of the summer. It may literally be, because that book is really, really good. Men and women, everybody can like it. Not kids, it's pretty violent, but it is a really well-made book. So we'll see.
I'll try to talk you into it real quick. I love you. I believe in you. I've done 5 movies with you, but you're not Ridley Scott.
No, 100% not. Definitely not. Definitely
Uh,
not.
and we made some good movies together. But I mean, so we made some fun stuff. We had a lot of fun together. But you know, Ridley Scott didn't. Listen, it's Ridley Scott, man. You know,
I get
so,
it. But I saw Gladiator 2, and it wasn't as good as 1, so there's a
yeah,
chance. That's all I'm saying.
absolutely. But that's the way it goes. But a lot of times when you do sequels to movies that probably shouldn't have had a sequel
Yeah.
in the first
Yeah.
place, that's kind of what happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But this,
But
this
yeah, I will say it's a great movie, and it is post-apocalyptic, and unless they've done, which I don't think Ridley would do, unless they've done something extremely, I'm talking about departing from the very core of the book. If they make it about zombies, which I don't think it is, but this movie is punchy, and they probably sat on it because it part of the apocalypse is pandemic related, so they probably sat on it for a minute. But like, it's a great it is so good. I can't wait to see it. I just have to get past my own ego first.
in fairness to you, I don't know that you would have had this cast.
No way, no way. I knew who I wanted. I wanted Klain. He's perfect for the role, but I get it. Yeah, you got to
So
think this is also it's
Jacob.
2026. This
He's
is
got.
dude.
Let's go ahead.
This is over 10 years ago.
No, it's a long time. Yeah. I mean, actually, that's like it's over. It's like 13 years ago.
Yeah, it's a very long time. It's a
Yeah.
very long time ago.
But Jacob Elordi and Josh Brolin and Margaret
Yeah,
Qualley talk about it, and Guy Pearce and Benedict Wong and Allison Janney. I don't know if you would have had that group. So there's
no
that.
way. Yeah, for sure.
Is what
Great
it is.
movie.
We all
It'll
have
be good if the book's good.
stories. Everybody does that. We have tons of. I mean, I have lots of movies that I was supposed to be on. Things
Oh
like
yeah.
that didn't happen for one
Yep.
reason or big stuff. But big stuff like my Black Panther story, it happens.
Yep. Yep.
These happen. So, oh well.
Yeah, is what it is. But that also brings us to the close of the summer. It's going out like a big bang on that side of it. And if anybody disputes it, so now that gives us a count of one of the biggest franchises of all time with Toy Story, Ridley Scott, one of the greatest directors of all time, Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors of all time, James Cameron, one of the greatest directors of all time, are all putting out movies. Spider-Man, one of the greatest comic book franchises of all time. These are all coming out in one summer. Christopher Nolan's got a movie coming out over the summer. It's insane. You were right. This is the most insane list I've ever seen.
It's going to be a big sum. We say that every year, but this one is really loaded. I mean, and it's exciting because it's 2026, and because so many people always think that theaters are having trouble. I don't know why. I don't think a lot of people go to the theater as much as they should because every time I go to the theater, it's packed. I go a lot, so it's packed. It's loaded with people. The concession stand is packed, which means the movie theater is making money. Because the concession stand is packed, movie theaters are making money because
Absolutely.
that's where they make their money. So it's always great, Always buy something at the concession stand. We always do. We buy something, I know I talk about it all the time, bringing in snacks and stuff. I do it all the time, but I always usually buy something at the stand. An order of fries or some chicken tenders or something like that. I always get something there. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, we didn't go into all the box office stuff, but do you have kind of like a top five? You thinking? No particular order. You don't have to pick the number.
How about a top three? How about a top three? Because I when I get into five, I start to struggle.
Go three. That's fine.
I think Nolan's movie ends up doing pretty well. I'm going to put it at the number 3 slot. I'm going to rank these just because that's how my brain's working at the moment.
Yeah.
Number 2 will be Spider-Man, but I think number 1 is 100% Toy Story 5.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think those are all pretty good. I mean, those will all be like top five for me, along with. So sometimes Star Wars struggles overseas a little bit,
Yeah, I don't think it'll make it. It won't
but
do as well.
do really well. Then Spider-Man is always massive. That's probably gonna be number one, quite honestly. And then Toy Story 5 will be there for sure. Minions and Monsters will be there
Yeah.
because that's
I
going to
think
get.
Moana. I think Moana will be there, but I don't think it was. I think Moana's beloved. I just don't know. You said something last summer about Lilo and Stitch, and that movie hasn't been touched on in a long time. Moana is still relatively recent since my kids have been born, and my oldest is 13, and she saw it. It's only 5 or 6 years old, if not that. So I think it'll do really well. It's going to do great, but I don't think it's as legacy as like Lilo and Stitch. That piece just hits home a little bit stronger. So I think it's going to do well, but I think Minions and Monsters might outdo that one, and I think that Toy Story might outdo Minions and Monsters. So on the animation side of it, I mean, Disclosure Day might blow up, dude. It might blow up.
It's going to do really well. But when I'm talking about these, I'm talking about movies that got a shot to be at $1 billion
Oh
worldwide.
yeah, 1 billion.
And 1 billion, and Disclosure Day won't get that. But so Moana is actually closer to it because there's just so many people that want to see because it's got you're dealing with characters of color and stuff like that
Yeah,
too, so it gives you
yeah,
that it's a factor.
100%.
So it's like that's one of the reasons the Moana movies have done so well, is because it's like kind of like a princess type, that isn't the same as almost all the other princesses, right? That's how it goes. So and The Rock is The Rock, so he's kind of gone come back to earth a little bit with some of his movies as far as box office and stuff. He's not doing as well, but this is a brand that he doesn't have to. It didn't even have to be The Rock, to be real honest with you. It could have been anybody.
Yeah,
It could have been
yeah,
Jason Momoa or somebody like that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be good. I mean, I hate it for Supergirl. I don't think it's going to tank. I'm not saying that, but he means I just don't know if, and I don't think it's just because of Supergirl. I just don't know if their story universe in terms of like trying to do what Marvel did. I just don't know if this is the right release yet. It kind of feels like we're missing. Like this should be the third in a release. So you have Superman, maybe you bring in Batman or Green Lantern or something, but you need to bring in another more archetype character that has a bigger draw, and then maybe you can roll out Supergirl. I could be wrong. I think it'll do well. I just mean like I think it's in its own way a little bit in terms of chasing, and they definitely are going for that Guardians vibe by setting most of it in space, and we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe it's brilliant,
I tell
but
you, they're gonna have when they get to the fall, they got a big hit on their hands because Clayface looks amazing.
yeah, that movie looks wild.
And if people haven't seen that trailer yet, check it out because that movie looks like it's going to be awesome. And so I expect that to do really well because it's not the traditional superhero. It's like a horror movie, and so that should be fun. As a matter of fact, my brother called me up about Clayface about a day or two ago, and we were talking, and he's like, "Yes, I guess I'm just gonna have to like buck up and go because he goes, that looks like kind of like a horror movie, and he doesn't really go to horror movies, but it has DC, it has the name DC attached to it, so he
Yeah,
has,
yeah,
you so it's one of those things. So he's looking
and
forward.
it's part of the new Batman. It's part of the James. What's his not James Gunn? What's the kid's name? Patterson. I think it's part of his world too. So like I think that movie was surprisingly good for what it was in terms of that stuff. So I don't know. I'm with you. And maybe Supergirl spins it around. But like when you have Spider-Man up against it, that's a tough sell, bro. That's just a tough sell.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be fun, and then of course and we'll get into some of these movies that come out later because you got Doomsday on the backside of this whole year, waiting to come out in December, which it got the James Cameron spot. It's got the spot where it gets to maximize Christmas and New Year's. So that's the best slot. That is the best spot on the entire slate to get. So there isn't a better time to release a movie. Uh, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
look, my hype is big. It's big. I got big hypes. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so that's our summer movie preview. The tradition continues. We'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions. Please feel free to say some stuff to us on the Facebooks, on Twitter, wherever you find us. Make sure we could also always use any sort of comments. You can also do comments on Spotify now. YouTube channel, you can throw comments there. We eat them up. We love them. We'd also love it if you gave us a rating. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing that if you enjoy this kind of content, and we'll get back to the 90s. Again, just a reminder, we're going on summer break as you're going on summer break. So we will be about a month between shows. We're going to take a little bit of time off to just regroup, refresh, attack some new projects, and do some cool stuff. And then we'll be back on a regular scheduled program. And when we come back, we are going to be in, where were we? April of 1995.
April 1995, and it's going to be pretty intense. I promise.
Yeah. Things only get wilder. Tony, any last words before we send it off?
That's it. Listen, this is our 53rd episode, and we've been very, very good about putting out the episodes at the right time and not taking any breaks. Love that everyone's been listening and enjoying the show. We'll take a little bit of a break, but we'll be back better than ever. And you can go back and listen to any of our other shows. We have 53 episodes out there for you. We love for you to go back and listen to stuff that you've maybe even heard or didn't hear or whatever you need to do. But yeah, have a great start to the summer. Go out, watch a bunch of these movies. Let us know what you think about them, because we're happy to get some reviews from you as well. And peace, and have a great weekend.